Hey y'all, welcome back to Life Together with Brody. Today's guest is someone I've known for over a decade. His name's Doug. He's a young man on the autism spectrum and has put in some serious work over the years learning how to take feedback, manage his emotions, and grow into the confident, big-hearted guy he is today. He also recently finished the Life Path program at Lone Star, and he dreams of becoming a sports commentator. So we're going to get to meet Doug, and he's going to share and bring his first inspirational sports story, Words of Sports and Encouragement with Snuggy Doug. So enjoy today's episode. Welcome to the show. This is Brody, your Life Together with Brody. And today, I'm actually like super excited because I've got someone who I've known for, when did I meet you?
More like 2014 maybe.
Yeah, it was when you were in like
Ninth grade, high school.
Grade. So and what year were you in ninth grade?
2014, I believe.
Okay, so 10 years ago. So I've known Doug pretty much off and on, mainly on, for 10 years. And I'm super excited because, Doug, what is it that you want to do?
Well,
in life? What is your dream here? Yeah.
My main dream is to be a sports commentator. I want to do basically what Mike Breen does, saying bang after every big shot, or what Stephen A. Smith does for a living.
Yeah. And do you have much experience in that world?
Experience? No.
Okay.
But I'm working my way toward it. Baby steps.
Baby steps. And so baby steps is we're going to have Doug participate regularly on the show and just give us Houston, a little bit of Houston sports, a little bit of maybe some national kind of sports update, as well as talk about some of the things that are, what we get out of sports, some of the benefits that we get out of sports, some of the qualities that sports instills in us that helps us have healthy, good lives. Right?
Yeah.
Some version of that. So he's going to help me out on the podcast periodically. Ideally, I think we want to get to what, like twice a month?
Probably, yeah.
That's the plan. So for today, we're just introducing my man Doug, Snuggy Doug, to you guys. And so that kind of starts with when did you really get into sports? When did you know that sports was the thing that like you wanted to be a part of?
My dream for sports came at the age of 6. I was at my granny and papa's house in 3rd Ward, and the age of 6 is a pretty pivotal point in your life. It's the point where what you see it really determines who you become later in life. And
okay.
I saw my granny getting all mad at a Rockets game, at a Rockets losing to the Spurs and Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. And from then I was hooked. I imprinted on that, and I got my love of sports from that.
So you saw... And I'm just trying to reimagine this here. You saw the passion that your grandma had.
Yeah.
For Rockets basketball.
Yeah.
Which, if you're from this city, Rockets basketball is solid.
Yeah.
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah. Clutch
right?
City.
For sure. So you got to watch your grandma's passion for basketball, and you said that imprinted on you. Like that left a mark of something that you wanted to be a part of?
For sure.
Okay. So then... Did you play some sports as a kid? What was that like?
Oh,
yeah. What did you play?
I played a lot of basketball growing up. I played a lot of basketball. For those who don't know, I was a bit of a menace to society for offenses. I was known for tenacity.
And you're not a small guy.
No. By no means.
So you like the big body, move around.
Yeah.
For sure. And so went through, early grades, ended up at Gateway. And that's when I got to meet you, and that's when I heard of your kind of like life dream to do some commentating. What helped prepare you while you were at Gateway for doing this, for staying involved in sports and understanding? I know you watch a lot of sports.
Yeah.
But then also that communication piece, how you talk and how you present that.
Well, what I learned from Gateway is I learned to put myself out there. I learned to not be afraid to be yourself.
Okay. How did that come about? Do you know? Like what sort of things helped instill that lesson in you to just be yourself? Which is a great lesson.
My teachers mostly, they encouraged me to just be myself and everything will work out.
That's some pretty good.
You were a big part of that actually.
Oh yeah, how's that?
You instilled in me the lesson that if you be yourself and if you follow your dreams, everything will work out. If you work hard, you'll make it.
All right. That's good advice from past Brody.
Yeah.
Mr. Simmons, I think, is who he
Yeah.
was called back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I still call you Mr. Simmons to this day.
Sometimes you do. You can call me Brody if you'd like. So Gateway, good experience for you. What other things did you gain out of being at Gateway?
One thing I gained out of Gateway is I learned to accept feedback.
Okay. That's not an easy thing.
I learned social skills that helped me be a better person. Like, for the first 3 years of my time at Gateway, I was a bit of a talker. I talked too much. My classmates would get annoyed with me. They tell me, "Shut up, Doug," and I was like, whatever. But
so it's kind of hard to keep all of your thoughts to yourself sometimes. Yeah, we get that.
I still like to talk. I still like to talk a lot.
This is a good place for that. So we're good there. So you got a lot of feedback. It sounds like hard feedback sometimes. Yeah. And part of this show is learning to build that resiliency and create healthy habits that are going to put you into a healthy kind of like mental state, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you pretty well and have known you for a while. That's been an up and down kind of roller coaster for you.
Yeah.
But it started getting better, you said, at the end of high school.
Yeah. Toward my senior year, I actually learned to listen. I got out of my own head and listened. That's when I actually started to enjoy my time in high school. My senior year was one of the best years I've had.
Yeah. What made it so great, man?
Well, because I was more liked then. Because I accepted feedback, I was better liked.
Okay.
People knew me, they loved me, and I say, it was a fun time.
Yeah, you're able. To me, I remember you're just able to let your personality kind of shine.
Yeah, I was able to finally be myself.
And when you learn when we learn those kind of social boundaries of like when it is a good idea to talk and share versus when it's a good idea to listen and let someone else share, that creates a lot of healthy space in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I mean, looking back to that senior year, I remember there were some pretty good times. We played basketball in the pool at Camp for All.
Camp for All, yeah, I remember that.
That was a pretty good time. This was full contact basketball in the pool.
A lot of roughhousing.
It was pretty sweet. And I even think back to some of the relationships you had with the other seniors. It seemed like those went much better.
Yeah. It got a lot better as time went on. I still talk to some of my friends from my graduating class to this day.
That's awesome. And then after high school, what have you been up to?
Well, I recently graduated from a 4-year program at Lone Star College at Tomball called the Life Path program, which is designed at a speed for neurodivergent people like myself.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And I got a few quick things to say. One, I was super proud. I got to go to your graduation. It was awesome. And I'm also super impressed. Lone Star's graduations, dude, they were fantastic. We'll post, we'll put a picture up during like this. It was awesome. It was really, really cool to see the graduation and to see you graduate. What did you graduate with? What's the degrees?
I got 2 degrees. I got my associates for business operations, and I also got an associate's that was given to me by Life Path. It's called an occupational and life skills, an OLSA degree.
Okay, sweet. So those are helping you get moving into the direction of
what I want to do with life.
Yeah. And so, man, it's been pretty cool to just sit back and watch your progression. When I first met you, man, talking about that feedback is I think really clutch. I feel like I had to repeat myself 17,000 times for you to get it, right?
Yeah, probably.
And now, especially in this industry, how important is it to be able to get some feedback?
It is important because someone once said that smart people know nothing because they are willing to learn, they're willing to make the steps they need to be better, while dumb people know everything. They think they know everything because they're not willing to listen.
Okay, so if you're not willing to listen, you're not willing to grow.
Yeah.
Right? I love that. And so where are you at kind of just in terms of your own like mental growth right now as you like continue to become an independent young adult? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm in a good place right now.
Yeah, what's been like some of the other big hurdles that you've had to like work through over the last little while?
The last little while, I've had to overcome some tumultuous years. The last 2 years were tough for me
The
because,
last 2 years at Lone Star?
yeah, the last 2 years
Yeah,
at Lone Star were tough for me because I had to go through a very tough breakup that I had to get over.
which is always a tough thing.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, COVID wasn't great
yeah.
during the
For
Lone
my
Star
second
year.
year of Life Path, I struggled with the online classes. I actually failed a couple classes because of that online COVID
Yeah,
period.
you're not alone. COVID really disrupted the learning patterns, and for me, I have an exceptionally difficult time like being at home and doing like work.
Online
You know,
sucks.
it does. So I can't even imagine being in school. I wouldn't have been able to focus on anything. I give props to anybody who can pull that off, and people who work from home. Man, you guys just have a different approach and mindset that I'm just like, I want to build some of those skills. Um, so what helped you get through those tough years? You talked about having some tough time during COVID and failing some classes, and then hard breakups dude, they're rough. So
Yeah.
what kind of helped propel you back to the state you're at now, back where you're in a more healthy position?
Well, what got me to this point is my family, my friends. You were a part of that, so thank you for that.
Always, bro.
So, my family, my friends, and the thought that I'm doing the right thing. I'm telling
Okay.
myself that I'm doing the right thing by continuing what I'm doing.
Like, yeah. How do you doing the right thing? Do you mean like for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you figure that out?
I-
I don't always know what the right thing for me is.
I analyze the pros and the cons of what I'm doing. I analyze my options. I analyze the pros and cons. Like, there are times during my last 2 years of Life Path where I felt like dropping out. I actually considered quitting.
Yeah.
But I remembered, you're doing the right thing. Don't do this. You've come so far. Do not give up. And
Yes.
Mama didn't raise no quitter.
No doubt, dude. Man, so like just you got to tap into that deeper desire
Yeah.
of what you actually really want. And I love the idea of doing a pros and cons list. Especially in the moments when like we really feel overwhelmed, if we can just pump the brakes and just go, okay, what
What are my
what do
options?
what do I want? What's good? What's not working? That for me, that helps to like really put it plainly in front of me where I can see it, and then it's not just floating around in my mind.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot easier to make decisions. I also wanted to add to that I noticed you learning how to deal with uncomfortable emotions, and by like those tougher emotions, like feeling overwhelmed, feeling even sometimes defeated or beat, but not quitting and just going, some version. I don't want to talk for you. When it's me, it's like these feelings are not going to last forever, but I know that this is what I want to do. And so I just keep persevering, and then these feelings, start to go away.
To quote Marcus Aurelius, mental toughness is knowing that life isn't fair, yet still playing to win.
Ooh.
That sticks with me to this day.
Yeah, I dig that for sure. So yeah, you've certainly built some resiliency as you head into more of your adult years and the rest of your life. I like how you've tackled adversity. I love your energy, dude. I'm excited to hear more of what's going on, what's good, how Houston sports are, because really, that's what matters.
I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Oh man, let's hope we have some good years ahead of us, and also other things that are going good that are part of being active. I think that's another piece that we kind of talked about. Just what are the things that help keep us active, good exercise that help keep us in a good mind frame, because taking care of ourselves physically really impacts our mental health.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to bring up before we close out for the day?
Well, I want to talk directly to you guys, the people watching this. Well, if you're anything like me, you'll know that life isn't easy. It's not easy. You will feel like giving up. You will often feel like quitting.
Like these are typical things.
To those of you who are going through mental struggles, to those of you who are struggling mentally, if no one else is going to tell you this, then I will. You are loved. You matter. You are important. You are the most talented, most extraordinary, most important person in the world. You can do anything you set your mind to. I'm sorry if you don't hear that enough. And I'm sorry if you don't hear that enough.
If you don't hear it enough, put that on repeat. Dude, that was awesome. You're fantastic, man. Snuggy Doug will be here with sports and all kinds of stuff that's good, active. Thanks, man. Thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome. Hey, thank you for having me.
That was a freaking party, dude.
That was great.
That was smooth as hell. You're freaking good at this.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That was awesome. Okay, well, thank you, Doug, for letting us get to meet you. And now we're just going to transition over. This is kind of the intermission point of the episode. Get yourself some popcorn, take a bathroom break, do whatever you got to do, because up next is Words of Sports and Encouragement with Snuggy Doug.
For those of you watching at home and around the world, if you're a fan of sports and positive vibes, you come to the right place. This is Words of Sports and Encouragement with yours truly, Snuggy Doug.
Sweet, man. Welcome. So, what do you got for us today, dude? You're going to share a little bit of a story?
Yeah.
Tell us what you got.
This story comes from Major League Baseball. There was a kid from Venezuela born to a poor family. He had a passion for the great American pastime we all know as baseball.
Love some baseball here in Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Everybody loves the Astros. At least here in Houston they do.
Heck yeah.
At age 16, he tried out for a major league team, but was told by the team scouts that he was too short. He was told to go home, and they suspected that he lied about his age. Standing only 5'6", he is by far one of the shortest players in baseball.
Yeah, 5'6" is not tall.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Okay, so obviously he had some hurdles to overcome.
Yeah.
And he continued to try out. This was in Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened?
He didn't go home. With encouragement from his father, he presented his birth certificate, and a scout asked him, "Can you play?" And he looked him in the eyes and said, "I'll show you." When the team saw what he could do, they signed him as an undrafted free agent for what goes today as $22,000. Back then, it was $15,000. Not a lot.
And this
Even
was in
2007, 2007.
2007. He got signed.
Yeah.
For $15,000.
Yeah. Even the worst paid teacher makes more than that.
Just to be a part of the team, right? That's how. And then still has to, prove yourself.
Yeah.
On the team.
Prove yourself on the field and in the batter's box, which he did.
So we got a guy who's from kind of like more humble poverty background.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor country.
Yeah. Gets
an opportunity to practice and play with a team in the hopes of like getting signed.
Yeah.
He's 5'6", so he's a giant. And that's called sarcasm, bro. Mm. And he pulls it off.
Yeah.
And then works, I'm assuming, just works his ass off.
Yeah, he worked his way up he worked his way up through the minor leagues. And it was on July 19th, 2011 he made his major league debut.
Okay. July 19th, 2011. It's 2025.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. And this individual has accomplished what in the major leagues?
On August 20th, 2011, he hit his first major league home run. It was an inside-the-park home run to which he showcased his power at the plate and blazing speed.
Wicked fast.
In the 14 years since that smash hit, this came from Venezuela, and his talent for hitting the baseball has won him the World Series twice. It has won him 7 Silver Slugger awards, 3 AL batting titles. It has won him the American League MVP award once, and it has also made him a 9-time All-Star.
And I believe his batting average at 306 is...
For his career, he has the highest batting average of any other player in Major League Baseball in today's...
That's active right now.
Yeah. In today's league, he has the highest career batting average of any other player.
Okay. So who is this dude?
The guy on your shirt, Jose Altuve.
Yeah, Houston's own second base, Jose Altuve. It's pretty sweet. Like... A lot of athletes, a lot of professional athletes. If you watch the Olympics, there's a lot of great story behind how people struggle, persevere, and break through obstacles to like achieve their dreams. And it's pretty hard to come up with a story that's kind of as powerful as Altuve's.
Yeah.
For someone of his stature, the odds are against him. For someone of his life position, odds are against him. And he has accomplished some amazing feats as a baseball player.
To quote Joe Buck, the little guy, 5'6", 168 with the heart of a lion, will not be denied.
No doubt. We love him here in Houston, obviously. What is what's a great message from just the story of Jose Altuve?
One message that I want you all to take away from this is that if you listen to those who overlook you and doubt you, you'll never be able to reach your true potential. Another message in this story.
So then it would also be important to listen to who?
Listen to those who support you, to listen to those who have your back, who have your best interest in mind.
And I would also add, like, believe in yourself, right? Like, if you want to achieve and go after something, you have to believe that you can do it so that you put in all of the effort.
Yeah.
Right. I imagine, and I haven't talked to all the Astros baseball players, but I imagine if you do and say who works the hardest, he's going to be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Right? Because to get to that level and to stay at that level, you got to work. You got to put in the effort. Yeah.
His teammates have all vouched for him, saying that he's the hardest worker on the team.
I bet. One of the other things that I like from Altuve's story is he got signed for such a small amount. And, in life, often on the way to reach one's dreams, you got to take what you can get, even if it's not, the gold pot at the end of the
rainbow. Just getting your foot through the door is the first step.
Yeah, sometimes it's this is okay because it keeps me in the direction I want to go, even if it's not perfect yet.
Yeah. And another message I want you all to take away from this is that never let anyone tell you that you can't follow or accomplish your dreams.
Yeah, that's that believe in yourself, man. Love that. This is great, dude. I love this segment. I love you bringing your energy, sharing a Houston's own story of Jose Altuve. Gotta love that. Looking forward to the next one, Doug.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So that's it for today. Thank you for doing some life together with Brody and my man Doug. I hope you enjoyed words of sports and encouragement with Snuggy Doug. He'll be back again to do another segment here in the next little bit. As always, like, follow, subscribe at Life Together with Brody, and have a lovely day. And as Doug, of course, reminds us, you are loved. So make sure you give yourself some powerful love and extend that to others. Thanks again for doing life together.